Well, friends and enemies, welcome to Gotta Want It TV. I'm your host, Chris Zarnick. I'm just a regular dude that loves fishing, hunting, and outdoor adventures, and I've been bringing a video camera with me for the past 9 years or so. I originally started bringing the video equipment along because I knew at some point in my life, I'd be too old. I wouldn't be able to do the things I like to do anymore, and I really wanted to share my adventures and share a story of those adventures with my family and friends. So that was kind of the reason of bringing the video equipment along. I really didn't do it as with the intention of posting videos on YouTube to be famous or popular or fishing for likes, as I call it. Like I said, it was really to share those adventures with my family and friends, and I knew I wouldn't be able to do it at some point in my life when I get too old, and I figured at some point too I would be senile or whatnot and wouldn't remember those adventures. So I figured it'd be a way to look back at them and kind of relive them at some point. So without the intent of posting videos on YouTube or anything, you're probably wondering, well, why now? And I really could answer that with 3 points. The first one being that prior to COVID, for a few months before that, I was going through a pretty rough patch in my life, and really had kind of a whirlwind of shit that was going on, and I really honestly couldn't process it very effectively. So I reached out and got some help with that, and I was making a lot of progress, getting a lot better, and then COVID came around and really just fucked everything up. So with that, it really had me back in a bad place where I was back again and battling depression and severe anxiety, which were two things I really never had to deal with in the past before. So I really didn't know how to handle them. And prior to COVID, I would say I'm a very positive person, very positive minded, very outgoing, and I would consider continuous improvement to be in my DNA. So, feeling that depression and severe anxiety was just, totally opposite of my personality, and I wasn't being the person that I typically am. So, as I was working to get better, I really kind of learned some stuff on my journey about mental health. And what I've come to realize is that, mental health just, isn't something that's tangible. And what I mean by that is, if you break your arm, people can see that you have a cast on, and, they want to come sign your cast and make you feel better. Or, people that are in the hospital for a surgery, or, who have cancer that are going through chemo, you can physically see that those people are in pain and suffering, and, it's human nature for other people to reach out and want to help them, want to make them feel better. I'll be honest, prior to this, I was, kind of the person on the other side of the glass where, if people were going through something, I kind of just like, well, why can't they just get over it? I guess I really didn't realize that, if you would, you could. If it was just a light switch, you just turn it off. You can stop all those negative thoughts, things like that. I would absolutely do that, and any of those people in the situation would absolutely do that as well. But it's just not how it works. So it takes a lot of actual work, mentally to try and get out of that state, because it just wants to pull you back in. So that's something that I really didn't realize at all. So the second point, kind of why I'm posting these videos, is that with quarantine, Wisconsin's on quarantine, other states are on quarantine. Um, I felt like I felt like I was sliding backwards with the progress that I made previously. So I figured, or I thought that, to occupy my time outside of work, I would start editing these videos as a project, and to set a goal for myself so I could, not just have my mind wander and think bad thoughts, that I'd be doing something constructive. And, with the quarantine, I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there that are in the same situation, whether it was before quarantine or now that the quarantine is in place, that, other people were kind of feeling the same things, depression, anxiety, those type of things, that I thought that if I could share my journey on it, that maybe it could help them, or, watching these videos and seeing some joy and excitement would maybe help them as well. And then really the last thing was that point 3 was kind of just reliving my positive memories when I was going through editing some videos and looking at old pictures, with friends and family and of those adventures. I found it very beneficial to go back and, remember those times when I was happy. So that was, a big help for me. So those are really the 3 reasons. I know it took a long time to describe those 3 reasons, but those are the 3 reasons why, now is the time for me to edit these videos and post them on YouTube. And other than that, I'm just a regular dude that loves fishing and hunting. I am not a professional videographer. I'm not a professional editor. So, I'll post some, leave some comments. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully my journey helps other people. And, hopefully as I do more videos, I'll start to get better, doing that. And with the main goal of, getting better mentally as well, as we work through, this shitty time in our lives right now. So with that, we'll catch you later. Hope you enjoy. Well, friends and enemies, welcome back to God I Want It TV. This is the 4th period of the Wisconsin turkey season, and I bought an over-the-counter with my good buddy Jake Zipper, and we're going to do a run and gun weekend here, where we deer hunt. So he's not coming till early tomorrow morning here, and he has some spots in mind where he's planning on going, where he's seen turkeys in the past. I have some ideas where I kind of want to go as well, but I got here with maybe hour and a half left of light, so I'm going to do a quick drive around a few pieces of property, different sections, to see if I can see any turkeys out in the field or see some pattern. I have seen probably 15 different birds so far in plowed fields or old cornfields that haven't been plowed under yet. Really not seen any out in fields is kind of what I've seen so far. But I'm going to take a quick drive around for some turkeys. If I have enough time, I may run in my dress pants and everything, because I'm still in my work. I may run in and just listen for some gobbles kind of up in the hills right towards dusk. Oh, there's a deer towards my vehicle. Better slow down. So that is the game plan. So I went into work early, 4-hour drive, just getting out here now. Deer. Oh, easy. It's a buck. Hello. So that is the game plan. Hopefully it pays off. Hopefully I see something and have a game plan for early. Alright, it's about 7:45. Been driving around for a while. I've seen groups of different hens. Haven't seen any jakes, but then right as I was making the last loop around the spot, I saw a lone tom. He was not on a place where I was on private land. He was actually running across the private land towards a very small public land, maybe 20 acres or so. So I drove away, kind of just let him just do it. And I think I kind of drove away for a while. It's probably been about 10 minutes. I'm going to park not right next to it, but I'm going to park somewhere close where I can walk. And I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit darker. And I'm going to keep my windows rolled down, see if I can hear any gobble. And then just do a little looking up in the trees with the binoculars, maybe walk in a little bit, look at the trees, try and see if I can hear a gobble or something to get a pinpoint. And then that may be my game plan for the morning. It's a very small piece, so I mean, that tom could have gone anywhere. But like I said, it's quarter. I wouldn't think he'd be going too much further to roost. So guess we'll find out in a little while here or in the morning. Well, friends and enemies, it's about 4 o'clock right now. Just pulled up to the spot I plan on going into, where I scouted last night. I saw Tom in the back corner of this field, and about 45 minutes left of light. I gave him some time to go in the woods, probably wait another 15, 20 minutes.
Walked in, did a real quick scout. Blew the owl hooter a couple times. Didn't hear anything. Looking in the treetops with the binocs. Didn't see him visually in the trees at all. But it looks like a good spot where some birds might roost. Some real nice mature trees, and it's kind of right in a knob overlooking a creek bottom. So I sat there till about dark. I didn't hear anything fly up, but he could have been up in the trees already before I walked in there, which is what I was kind of hoping for. It's kind of a goofy spot because it's right on the edge of some private. There's a couple houses back there. You know, my plan here was to come in to big woods and run and gun, and the only spot I really saw a turkey, or at least where I know there's a tom for sure, is I'm gonna walk in a few hundred yards and then be close to some houses. So hopefully I don't wake anybody up when I get a shot at this guy. But I've always said, don't leave fish to find fish, or don't leave deer to find deer. So I don't know why it'd be any different with turkeys. I know there's a tom there. He's roosted got to be in the general area. So it's not a huge chunk of land. Maybe I think it was 31 acres or something. So I'll sit there for the first hour or so, see what I hear. If I don't see nothing, I'm gonna pull out and go do my original plan. So I'm gonna head in now. So good luck to me. Whew. Whew. Yeah, baby, that didn't take very long. It's 5:40 right now. Season opened at 5:10, and I'm done. I don't think I've ever had a turkey hunt go that quick before, so that was pretty freaking awesome. Show you the setup here real quick. I'm assuming the private land guy back here, looks like there's a cut in his fence. Looks like he cut himself a trail into the public here, and he had a whole bunch of, I'm not sure, it's kind of weed. It's like a woody weed, but it's all cut. You can see it behind me. Where is it? Yeah, right back in there. So that was already one big pile. So I didn't have to cut or do anything. All I did was rearrange it. So I built myself a little nest, and I will show you that here. Alright, so here is my nest. And I was tucked in there, so I had good back cover. I came in from that direction back that way, and the bird was gobbling on the roost somewhere back in here. Now there's a ridge back there. You can see kind of the top of the ridge, that knob. And I didn't see him fly down, and I didn't hear him fly down either. So I don't know exactly where, but all of a sudden he was somewhere back there working his way. So he may have even been on the other side of the creek for all I know, because I didn't hear him fly down. But he worked his way back that way, and I was kind of setting up on him for over here to my right, and then he ended up kind of zigzagging his way back and forth through here. So I was moving the camera back and forth. He ended up going behind that tree, and he was in full strut, so I didn't want to shoot him in full strut, and he ended up getting behind this tree, and I thought he was going to come to the left, so I moved the camera and I was waiting for him to come up behind that tree. I was going to take him, and then he ended up coming back to the right, so I had to move the video camera slightly again, and I had to wait for him to come out of strut, and he was about 32-33 yards when I shot him. So, whew. Running, gunning on public land, baby, gotta want it. Yeah. If I would have tried to make a move across this creek, I mean, this is like going down a freaking cliff. So I'm pretty fortunate that he was roosted on this side, because this is just all rocks going down. This would have been hell to try and navigate at night. I mean, I guarantee you, he was roosted in one of these trees. And he was probably just out of earshot where I couldn't hear him fly down, or that crick was making too much noise where I couldn't hear him. Yeah. Would not have made it through here. I mean, you see how high I am? That is a power line, and I'm above a power line. Well, anyways, my hunt is over. $10 over-the-counter tag. Hunted a total of maybe an hour, because I got in here real early. That is one thing I forgot to mention. I was in here late last night, right at dusk, and kind of making that blind. But I wanted to make sure, I didn't know where that turkey was roosted. I thought he'd be somewhere close, which he was. But I wanted to make sure I got in here plenty early. I mean, it was completely dark. There was no turkey sounds at all for at least, 40 minutes, I would bet, before the woods started waking up. I was settled in, just had my things ready that if I heard a gobble a long ways away, if I had to make a move, I could quick throw things in my backpack and move. But my plan was that he was somewhere in here close, and he's going to want to fly down, and I'm going to have a shot at him coming off the roost real quick. And that's, how the plan was set up, and that's how it was executed. So, pretty happy about that. Other than that, I think this just about wraps her up. Let's pack it out.